Yo, what is going on, guys? Pokesir here. In today's video, we're going to be going over the big changes that TPCI, the Pokemon Trading Company International, has done for this upcoming 2024-2025 season. There's going to be some massive changes. I needed about I think this was dropped at 27th. Yeah, this was dropped on Friday. Probably I needed a little bit more time to kind of digest this and exactly, give more time thinking about this whole situation. It's good and it's also bad, essentially, but pretty much they made some adjustments for the World Championship qualifications, CP points, updates, and more. But we're just gonna go straight for the World Championship qualification update. So pretty much in 2025, a set number of players from each rating zone, age division, and game will earn an invitation to the World Championships based on their championship points leaderboard standings. This update applies to TCG, VGC, and Go players. Most recently, invitations were based on fixed CP threshold that players needed to accumulate to receive an invitation. In addition to the players who qualify via championship points, individual top performers at major events will earn automatic invites. So if you win, any regionals, any ICs, any special events, you will receive an invite. They did say that for the ICs, top fours finishers will earn their invitation. So as long as you land a top four and at one of these ICs, you will get your invitations. But the invites earned through this method would not count against the total invitation slots for that player's rating zone. So, top four finishes in IC will get their invite and it will not be affected by the actual top 125 is what they're going for. Yeah, so top 125 is going to be like the base set, and that's not including regional winners, IC top fours, or special event winners. They also did say that they are looking forward to sharing more information about a championship point season reward program for trainers who show great dedication to play Pokemon program. It'll operate the same as a fixed CP threshold for recent years. So it's like they're gutting the idea of that your championship points is not going to guarantee you a world's invite, but more so it's guaranteeing you, some exclusive promo that they're going to give out for that specific year. Ideally, this is kind of the big issue though, that a lot of players are driven, a lot of players are driven to get the world's invite, get that 600 CPs. Some players that, get their 600 CPs may not be able to, actually be a top 125 player, right? So on this one, you have to be on top of it. It seems like your spot is not secured once you hit top 125. So, I think probably from 90 to 125 spots, those spots themselves are not going to be secured as much. So you physically would have to go to hit up, X amount of regionals, or, ICs are probably going to be the biggest ones, hit, maybe 2 out of 3 ICs, if not, try to hit all 3. Just to make sure that your spot has not moved, or that way it's not being bumped down from another player. Same thing goes for like cups and challenges, if I'm not mistaken. But let's just go ahead and so for Masters, they're seated for 125. For EU, it's gonna be 125. For Latin America, it's gonna be 100. From Oceania, it's gonna be 20. Yo, 20, dude. Oceania kind of got, dude, why? I think Oceania for this year was like 125. I could be wrong, but 20, dude, that's insane. And then of course the Middle East and South Africa 10. So it seems like they're expanding a little bit more. It's sad to see that Oceania is dropping down quite significantly, but it seems like Pokemon do really want the worlds to be not smaller for the, hearsay, but I think they want it to be the best of the best, right? The best of the top 125s from across the nations to compete in one location. I think Yu-Gi-Oh does something similar like that, and so does Magic the Gathering. I could be wrong, but I think those two do something like that. So Pokemon going from, let's say 600, not even 600, it's like probably 800 players, down to 500. It's gonna be very exclusive for sure. This is just for pro players, really good players that actually play the game out to the fullest. So this is like the one thing that people are very upset is the CP for sure. I think it's good, but it's also bad. Like for example, for myself, I knew 2024, 2025, I was gonna have a lot more free time, so I would be able to try to hit up every location if I can and try to get my CP in order to qualify for Worlds. But now that this is rolled out, it's gonna be way harder for players like myself or players that have like a 9 to 5 type deal to try to get the Worlds invite from top X or top 125. But it'll. I feel like this would improve your guys'. It'll improve like people's gameplays, because you really have to be on top of it too. The only thing that sucks though is that, like, let's say you do secure. Let's say you get your Let's say you topped 122, right? And let's say NAIC you missed, right? Players that are like maybe 126, 127, 128, 129. Maybe they go to NAIC and they do really well to the point where it bumps you all the way down to, like, let's say top 126. Like you missed the mark because you didn't go to NAIC. So I'm telling you, bro, people have to be on it when it comes down to this, bro. You cannot be losing your spot. Like I said, top 90 to 125, those spots are not secured. I feel like those spots will not be secured. Like, it's gonna be tough to get it's gonna be tough to secure that spot, essentially, because that means you have to do really well on these regionals, special events, ICs. Like, you have to do really well. For Pokemon VGC and Pokemon Go Championship invitations, so VGC they got down to 75, for NA EU is 75, Latin America is 50, Oceania is 20, none for the Middle East and South Africa, but it does show that they will be having some invitations probably by next year, but not this upcoming season. Go, same thing for NA is 75, EU is 50, Latin America is 50, and then Oceania is 10. So previous years, and of course this season that just passed, the league and global challenge, right? So best finish last, you're down to 4 challenges and 4 cups. This past season it was 6 and 6. So they cut down the league challenges and league cups significantly. Of course the points still kind of remain the same. For first you get 50, first you get 15 for challenges, right? This one, I wouldn't say they're cutting down heavily, like they're not putting focus on it, because it seems like they're gonna, the CP season might be something that's gonna be dealing with challenges and cups, right? But it just makes your World's invitation a little bit harder here for the most part. And then for the championship points, championship events, so this is gonna be the toughest one for sure. Like the BFL, the best finish last, so they combine the regionals and specials and ICs together. So whatever your top 6 best finishes are is what's gonna place you at your top 100s or 200s and whatnot, or top X. So of course, like if you win first, 750, all the way down to 513 to 1024, that's 40 points that you get, but that's just for, how many players are playing. For example, 2049, you get 40, right? VGC event names. Pokemon VGC players take note to store level competitions and getting the name change. The mid-season showdown is now called the Video Game League Cup, and the Premier Challenge is now known as the Video Game League Challenge. This aligns the names more closely to equivalent Pokemon TCG and Pokemon Go events. Booster packs and cash prizing. Players will receive Pokemon TCG booster packs for competing in Pokemon TCG, VGC, and Go. The numbers of packs earned is based on the individual placement as well as the number of participants in an event. Pricing that is dependent on the attendance of the event is referred to as a kicker. So I think they're giving more stuff now. I don't know about pricing, but for the most part, for booster packs, like it seems like it's going pretty good. Top 125. Oh yeah, dude. So like top 129 to top 256. What? Let's just go based off the final numbers, right? So if 2,049 attendance or players attend, you can get the possibility of getting 18 packs. If you place 257 to 512, you get 9 booster packs. But it just goes up and up. So, top 32s get 72 packs, which is really, I wouldn't say it's not that bad. That's like a booster box and a half, right? If not, it would be 2 booster box and like a quarter of the third. And then top 64s, of course, you get 36, which is just a booster box essentially. I kind of wish this 65 and 128 might have been dropped a little bit, but I think they're just making it a little bit more fair here. Like 36 and 18 seems reasonable, but 36 and 36 seems right, especially with the amount of players that are actually going. Cash prizes, they did change it. I know there was like a tweet beforehand that were saying that they lowered the price, the cash prizes, but they did not. So regionals, of course, master divisions get 10K. For ICs, it's 25K, and then all age divisions as far as World Championship is 50K. For VGC, of course, it's about 6K for masters. For regionals, IC is about 15K, and then World Championship is 30K. Pokemon Go's cash prizing. Regional championship is 2,500, international is 5,000, world championship is 20K. Not bad, actually pretty good. And then we're also making updates to travel prizes for qualifying players in 2025 season. We are expanding the travel rewards program to Go competitors, and also add new prize tiers for Pokemon TCG. There's nothing too crazy, just outer regions. Yeah, if you get first, 3,500, 18. This is just for outer region, and in region is 2,000. So it seems like they're trying to compensate a little bit more as far as the travel prizes goes. This is also a big one. Adjusting Swiss tournament format and top cut. Similar to 2024 World Championship, shifts to the Swiss tournament format and method for determining which players advance to the top cut will continue throughout the rest of the 2025 season. For special championships, regional championships, ICs, and WCs, Pokemon TCG and video game tournaments will be played in a more conventional Swiss round count plus an additional round, rather than the modified version of the Swiss format used in recent seasons. So it's quite a bit, right? So pretty much we're gonna go based off of, we can probably go based off of the 1025 to 2048 players of that, players that attend, or we can do the 2049 to 4096 players that attend. They're pretty much saying that, overall total of rounds that you play, let's say, for example, we'll use this one here. It'll be 13 rounds in total, right? day 1 you play 9 rounds, but you have to get 21 match points in order to advance in day 2. So if I'm doing the math right, you have to do 7-2, and this means that you cannot tie at all. Tie is pretty much going to be very, very bad. You cannot do like 504 and then try to advance to day 2, because if I'm not mistaken, this previous season you needed 19 match points in order to make it a day 2, and here you need 21. And I'm only using this one right here because I feel like the numbers of players is still going to be roughly the same. I don't think we're going to bump up as far as players attendance. It'll probably just be roughly around the 2049, give or take. Because I do think people are still going to go and still play just for the love of the game, right? But you do need 21 match points to advance for day 2, and after that, if you do make a day 2, you're only playing 4 rounds, right? This is huge though. Like I said, ties are ass. Ties are bad. You do not want to tie. You really need to hit 7-2, but ideally, a lot of players are going to be trying to shooting for. They're going to do their best to try to shoot for an 8-1. Just so they can get a better placement on the top seed, essentially, so that way they, when day 2 rolls out, they have a better chance into getting to top cut compared to like a 7-2. So that's a big change for sure. And also, after all Swiss runs are completed, the top 8 competitors plus all competitors with the same number of match points as 8th place would be advanced into an asymmetrical top cut single elimination bracket to determine the winner of the event. So that means no more bubbling out. If 9th and 10th player has the same amount of points as 8th place, then that means 7, 8, 9, and 10 are gonna go on a 1v1, and then it's like a mini top 16. It's like pre-top 16 is what you're getting, right? So they're gonna duke it out, and then whoever wins out of that matchup is gonna advance into top 8. So more rounds for those guys for sure. You will have a chance to get into top 8 instead of bubbling out, because I know a lot of players would get very upset that they bubbled out of top 8 even though they had the same exact match point as top 8 placement player. This is gonna eliminate that. So if you have the same amount of match point as your 8th place, as an 8th place top seed guy, then you're gonna duke it out. Whoever comes out of the top will advance into the top 8 essentially. So this is really good. I like the asymmetrical top cut for sure. It'd be really, really nice. It just means that your spot is not secured, especially when it comes down to like top 8. So this is what I'm saying, that like players really have to do really well during day 1 and day 2 in order to actually secure their spot. So that way they're not going to be forced to go into a freaking asymmetrical top cut and lose your chance of getting into top 8 essentially. So at-home competitions, more online tournaments are coming into 2025 season, giving players more opportunities to make progress towards earning an invitation to the Pokemon World Championships. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet players can look forward to more global challenge events throughout the season. That's really good. Pokemon Unite will also continue to be supported by online tournaments as a part of its path to World, with additional details to be announced alongside the rest of Unite Championship Series information. They'll give out more updates on the Pokemon Unite. I feel like Pokemon Unite does their own informations, so this is just letting you know, like, hey, they're gonna do the same amount. They're gonna do the same AOS Cups, every other month or every month or so, when their season begins, and then I guess they're gonna add more stuff to it. Maybe they might do IRL regionals I know that what they did in NAIC for the final stretch was really good. Even though the whole Shindle, what they did accidentally giving the final stretch like the money rewards or something like that, but it'll be really good for them to do IRL. That just gives more teams a better chance to enter, and hopefully it'll expand the Unite player base as far as locals, if that makes sense. And then we also have regionals, championships, and special championships location. So September 13th to the 15th, we have Baltimore over in Baltimore. The 28th to the 29th, we have Westfalen-Hallen over Dortmund, Germany actually. Okay, so they got one in Dortmund. The same day, 28, 29, there's one in Brazil. October 5th and 6th, we have Peru, which would probably be a special event. I think the highlighted greens are special events. October 11th to the 13th, we are going to Louisville, Kentucky, bro. This is actually pretty sick. I don't think they've ever did one. I might go out there and check it out since it's in October. That actually might be the first regional I hit up, actually. I was thinking Baltimore, but this may be more in line for my schedule. Of course, France, Lille, October 19th to the 20th. Poland on the 2nd and 3rd. And then November 9th through 10th, we have Argentina, special event. The 22nd of 24th of November, we have Sacramento. Oh, Sacramento is actually, I'm for sure going to Sacramento. I really enjoyed it. Excuse me. I really enjoyed going to Sacramento. If you guys didn't even see my blog on that, I'll probably drop a like somewhere over there. November 30th to the December 1st, we have Stuttgart, Germany. December 7th through the 8th, we have Colombia for a special event. And then December 13th to the 15th, we have Toronto over in Canada. I might end up going to this one for sure, but we'll see. IC schedules. Seems like we're going to the same spots as always. Sao Paulo in Brazil. United Kingdom's over in London on February 21st to 23rd. Oh, rotation might be happening pretty soon then. Latin America, of course, in Brazil would be November 15th to the 16th. Brazil might be a spot on my hit up, but we'll see. But February 21st to the 23rd for EU IC. Rotation will probably happen maybe a week. It'll probably be either 2 weeks before or a week before. And the NAIC is going to be June 13th to the 15th over at New Orleans. New Orleans was pretty good. I'm still working on my vlog on that. Like I said, that's probably going to be dropping like later this week, if not next week. So that's pretty much about it as far as the major updates. Like I said, for TCG side, since I'm mainly on the TCG, you really have to be on top of it. Top 125 is gonna be crazy. Like realistically, like for me, I for sure know that I might not make it top 125, but I'm gonna do my best at regionals. Whichever regionals I ever, I go to, I'm gonna do my best to, perform well in those. Same thing goes for like the challenges and cups out here locally in AZ. I'm gonna try to do my best to kind of be in the top. So it's gonna be a lot of grinding for sure. I'm excited for it. Yeah, top 125 is crazy. Maybe top 50, top 150 would have been better, but top 125 just seems right for them. Like I said, I think it's good that they're doing this, but also people are stating that they might not be able to attend to this type of, they may not be able to go to any regionals because of this. But I feel like as more time passes on, people are gonna get used to it, and they're gonna try to shoot for their invite for Worlds, right? It will be harder for people who have their 9 to 5s, who has kids, who has a life outside of Pokemon, essentially, right? I don't think it'll be as hard for players that do this, nonstop. It'll be, their circuit run. But you never know, right? So I'm excited. I'm for sure gonna do my best for this upcoming season. My goals for this upcoming season was to try to get Worlds invite. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna try to, but being a top 125 is gonna be kind of brutal because then I have to align it with like my vacation days. For example, I only get 2 weeks of vacation time, so for me to try to stay up on top of it, it's gonna be very hard. So I'm gonna try to do my best to perform really well, and then see where I top, and then kind of go from there. But yeah, that's pretty much about it that I got going on. I kind of wish that they still left it at 6-6. I don't know why they would do that, but unless they're gonna do something with the CPs, as that information gets dropped, which I'm assuming it'll probably be after Worlds, if not during Worlds. So, but yeah, for players that's kind of, that feel discouraged to, they might not make it to Worlds this upcoming season. All I gotta say is just do your best. Maybe set a different goal for this upcoming season. Don't get me wrong, like, Worlds should be like one of your goals, but I don't know, try to set up something different. For example, like, being one of the better players in locals, doing really good finishes in regionals or ICs. I think those three will probably be like the main focal point. And then even if you don't have time to like, be on top of it, because I think with CPs, I think the good thing about that was that like you're able to plan your whole season, right? Let's say, okay, I only need 600 CPs. What I can do is go to these regionals, and let's say you do really well, and you're like, okay, well, I only need 100 CPs to get my Worlds invite. Then you go to maybe an IC, and you actually get your 100 CP. Then you can be like, okay, my World's secured, I am good, I can take a break, and I can, you can focus on life afterwards, or catch up on stuff. Which is probably like the downfall of like the top X though, because like you cannot plan your trip. Like it feels like you're like low-key kind of forced to kind of go out there and be on top of things. Hit up the regionals, bro. Hit up all the regionals, and that's probably the biggest problem too, is the cash, right? The money is going to be a big problem because not everybody has the luxury to go fly out, to X amount of regionals, X amount of ICs, and, be okay, People don't have the luxury of that, So it's going to be very tough for players to get the Worlds. And that's what I'm saying, like, if you know for a fact that this discouraged you a lot because now you can't get your World invite, try something else, right? Try setting another goal, Not everything is World invite. Like, just, go out there, have fun, play the game. Like, I don't know. Like, the question is, like, why are you playing TCG, right? Like, if you're not having fun because you can't travel, then it sucks, right? But have fun by playing the game. Like I said, do your best, bro. That's all I can say. Like, for me, when I read that they switched it up to top X, I got upset, but I was just like, I'm still gonna play the game, bro. Like, I'm still gonna have fun playing the game because I truly do enjoy playing this game. And I'm not gonna get like super heartbroken that I'm not gonna get my Worlds invite. Like, I'm not tripping about it, right? I got stuff other to do, and I set up goals now, so I'm gonna be focusing on those a little bit more. And if I do get my Worlds invite, I'm gonna pat myself on the back, bro, and I'm gonna be happy because I'm like, yo, this is like a cherry, a cherry on top type deal. So, like I said, this change is good, but it's also bad. The only thing I really liked was the asymmetrical cut. I think that one was really nice. Just because the chances of you getting top 8 is significantly more better as far as chances goes. But that's just for your, whoever has, whatever match points stay the same, or who, if ninth, 10th has the same match points as 8 and 7. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for this. Let me know in the comments down below what's your guys' thought on this. Do you guys like the idea? Do you guys not? The logo looks sick. I'm not gonna hold it, and it seems like Ogerpon is going to be this upcoming season's mascot. So, but yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys enjoy these changes? If there's something that you guys would like to add into, let me know as well. I'm hoping they give more stuff, but we'll get more information as Worlds end. So, oh, and the new season starts in July, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, it starts literally now. So, yeah, go out there, do your best, stay on top of things, and yeah, stay safe, stay hydrated. Love you guys. Peace.